The investigation into Lisa's mother took a dramatic turn as more layers of her life and connections began to unravel. Detective Akinwale focused his attention on the discrepancies Lisa had uncovered in her father's business. The financial documents pointed to significant irregularities, hinting at a complex web of deceit and corruption. The detective, along with his team, scrutinized the records late into the night, poring over spreadsheets and bank statements. The discrepancies suggested embezzlement on a grand scale, with money siphoned. The trail was faint but discernible, leading to a few high-profile names who were guests at the wedding. The revelation added a new dimension to the case. It became evident that Lisa's investigation had made her dangerous enemies. Individuals with powerful connections and substantial wealth had much to lose if their illicit activities were exposed. Akinwale's team compiled a list of suspects, focusing on those who had both the motive and means to silence Lisa. Meanwhile, Tony continued to grapple with his grief and growing suspicion towards his own family. He recalled moments where Lisa had seemed preoccupied, her eyes shadowed with worry. She had mentioned being close to a breakthrough, but had kept the details vague, perhaps to protect him. Now those moments haunted him, each one a missed opportunity to understand the danger she was in. Abigail, too, struggled with the burden of her daughter's secrets. She replayed their past conversations, searching for clues she might have missed. The guilt gnawed at her, knowing she had dismissed Lisa's fears about the later. The realization that her daughter had been alone in a fight left Abigail devastated. As part of the investigation, Detective Akinwale visited Mr. Hassan, a prominent business rival of Mr. Adepoju. Hassan's rivalry with the Adepojus was well known, a long-standing feud over contracts and market dominance. His business practices were often questioned but never proven to be illegal. Hassan welcomed the detective with a practiced smile that didn't reach his eyes. "I assure you, Detective, I had nothing to do with Lisa's death. Our rivalry was purely professional." Akinwale leaned back, studying Hassan's polished demeanor. Professional rivalries can sometimes lead to desperate actions. "Were you aware of the financial discrepancies Lisa uncovered?" Hassan's smile faltered slightly. "I have heard rumors, of course, but I have no involvement in such matters. My business operates within the law." The detective didn't miss the flicker of unease in Hassan's eyes. "If you have nothing to hide, you won't mind us taking a closer look at your dealings, will you?" Hassan's expression hardened, but he nodded. "Do what you must, Detective. I have nothing to hide." As the investigation continued, a troubling pattern emerged. Many of Lisa's discoveries pointed towards a conspiracy involving several key players in the construction industry. Contracts were awarded under dubious circumstances, and bribes exchanged hands to secure lucrative deals. The deeper Akinwale dug, the more complex the web of deceit became. Tony's resolve strengthened as he worked closely with the detective. He immersed himself in the investigation, determined to honor Lisa's legacy by uncovering the truth. He pored over her notes, trying to piece together the connections she had uncovered. Each revelation brought him closer to understanding the scale of the conspiracy. In a private conversation with Detective Akinwale, Tony expressed his suspicions about his mother's involvement. She's been acting strange, evasive. I need to know if she had anything to do with this. Akinwale nodded, understanding Tony's turmoil. We're investigating all angles. Rhoda's connection to Dede and her financial dealings are under scrutiny. If she's involved, we will find out. The tension in the mansion grew palpable as the investigation progressed. Rhoda's interactions with Dede were closely monitored. It became clear that their relationship was more than just professional loyalty. Financial records shows that Rhoda had been funneling money to Dede, raising questions about the nature of their bond. One evening, Rhoda confronted Tony in the mansion's grand library. Her eyes were red-rimmed with lack of sleep, her expression weary. "Tony, you have to believe me. I had nothing to do with Lisa's death. Dede is like family. I was trying to protect us, that's all." Tony's eyes blazed with anger and betrayal. "Protect us?" Tony echoed, his voice strained with emotion. "By hiding things from me? By being involved in something that could get Lisa killed?" Rhoda reached out to touch Tony's arm, but he pulled away. "You have to understand, Tony. Dede has been loyal to us for years. I didn't think he was capable of something like this." "Didn't think? Or didn't want to believe?" Tony's voice was sharp, cutting through the heavy air of the library. Rhoda's shoulders sagged, a look of defeat washing over her. "There are things you don't know, things I couldn't tell you. I was trying to protect you from the worst of it." Tony's eyes narrowed. "What things? What haven't you told me?" Rhoda hesitated, glancing around as if the walls themselves were listening. "It is about the business. There were deals, money that went missing. Dede helped cover it up. It was supposed to keep us safe, to avoid a scandal. But then Lisa started digging, and everything unraveled." Tony felt a chill run down his spine. "And you didn't think to warn her, to stop her?" "I didn't know how deep she was into it until it was too late," Rhoda whispered, tears brimming in her eyes. "By then I was trying to control the damage." Tony turned away, his heart heavy with a mix of anger and sorrow. "Lisa paid the price for your secrets." Here again is Tony, standing alone in the library, the shadows deepening around him. Rhoda's revelations added another layer of complexity to the investigation, leaving us all to grapple with the growing list of suspects and motives.